and welcome back to another MJH Images TT. Yeah, we're back on the suspension squeaking part 2. We're going to enjoy this journey, but hopefully we're going to solve it today. Yeah, so we had some comments, and there was one by, well, there was two actually. Renee, who reckons anti-roll bar maybe needs looking at, so I'm going to probably put some stuff on there. At some point later on we might actually change some of the bushings and things like that, but today we're just going to try something out by putting some kind of grease on it. The other one we had was by Auto Spa Valeting and Detailing, who sent in and said the stretch bolts, they're one-time use. Now on that shock at the rear, there's obviously the top bolt and bottom bolt. When I had it changed over, the old suspension put in, it was put in by a garage. Now I'm presuming they did change them bolts. Maybe they didn't, maybe they did. I'm not even sure that is the problem. I mean, I think more it's the bushings and things like that. But then thought came to me, lubrication, lubing. Watch another video and said really we should be lubing a lot of the bushings and stuff and maintaining it on a yearly basis maybe. Yeah, so I'm going to give that a go. So yeah, but I did actually get the lower bolts, which now I'm thinking, shall I bother? I'm thinking I've got them here, so we may as well change them. So I think I'm going to change the bottom bolts just to eliminate that, since we have them, and lube a lot of stuff with well, let me show you what we got. Let's have a look. So the silicone spray, which I'm thinking of using, white lithium, which I've had that before, which is good, but leaves that residue. So I'm just thinking whether to go down that route and doing this one, using the silicone, the WD-40 So we're going to use that a lot of the bushes as much as we can in and around the subframe, the rear. Here we have the bolts, 21mm bolts for the lower of the shocks. Yeah, which are one-time use, and the top ones are if you're changing yours. But we're not actually changing them; we're just actually pulling them out, putting them the new ones in. Got a ratchet, torque wrench, which is after we torque down to 110 Newton meters. But I will check that again. Yeah, no, it is 110 Newton meters. So yeah, the other thing was, when we are lubing up these bushes and suspension things, we are going to get it on stands so it's up in the air, so it's not under that weight, and also it will help the good old silicone spray to actually get through where it needs to get through and give it a good try. Yeah, that's what we can do, is keep trying, and if after we've done this we put it and we're still getting them squeaks, well, we'll have to look at something else. But what I did notice, I was out the other day in the TT, and we've currently had a lot of rain, and it was, yeah, was it raining at the time? I think it was raining at the time, or a little bit. And yeah, no, I don't think it was raining at the actual time, but we had a lot of rain, so there was a lot of rain surface on the surface. There was no squeaking. So leave a comment, tell me what you think on that. There's no squeaking in the rain. Tell me what you think. But yeah, we'll crack on and let's get this TT up in the air. Right, let's spray a little bit around this trailing arm bush. I did it last time, but let's try with this stuff. There. Get the other side of it. Okay, we've done that one. Yeah, we went up the top out, we did that. we've done at the top ones as well. So I think that's that side done. Okay, all sprayed up with the silicone spray. Everything that I can think of, anything that was rubbery that I felt needed doing, I've just done it. Along with those parts that you've seen, both sides have been done. If not all the bushes that I can get to, I think I got to every one. It's been sprayed. Anti-roll bar, the two bushings have been done. She's just on this bit here. One there and one there. The drop links have been done. Yeah. So now I'm going to lower it down. The handbrake is still on. Just wonder if I should take the handbrake off. Sometimes you hear handbrake noises. Yeah. Let's lower this baby down. So that could be handbrake, so I think what we'll do is take the handbrake off now. Something that sounded good when I was just rocking it. Yeah. Let's go take it for a test drive. Okay, let's call this a new slash. Putting in my new lower shock bolt, and then it starts to continue to turn. Yes, the dreaded certain amount of threads had gone inside of that trailing arm hub part where that shock goes into. But I did notice when I actually took the moved the shock out of the way and threaded it through, it kind of went through easier and could come out the other end kind of thing. So what I decided to do is, as that one was not usable, I managed to get another one slightly longer, about 20mm longer, so it could come out the other end and tighten up and secure. And I've checked on it for a fair few weeks now, and it is good to go. Okay, and it looks like there. There we go. On there. Right, can you see the exposed thread that side, which I sprayed some lithium grease on it? I might try something else just to make sure it doesn't rust up. All over there, and there's the bolt. It is actually a 22 on that end, but it's longer and it's gone in. Yeah, happy with that. Must stress, and other people have stressed, when you are replacing these, it's not a simple case of just replacing and in you go and that's it. Be very, very careful. It's so hard to strip some of the threads in there and then cause problems. I thought it was going to cause drastic, but maybe mine wasn't as bad, so be very, very careful. Gotta stress that. But if it does, you can always try a 20mm longer bolt, so it comes out the other end, and then torque it up, which I've torqued it up to the I think it's 110. Yeah, so that's all good to go. Moving on to the situation. So I've you know, you saw that I've completed all that and lubed up areas. I've now discovered, I think, some of the noises might have been coming from the handbrake, which was on at the time. So we'll have a look at it in a minute now with handbrake off. The other thing is, you know, when you hear sounds and you think they're coming from somewhere, but turns out they come from somewhere else. My latest theory, although I'm not 100% certain, so somebody can leave a comment and say, is the front top mounts. Although, again, the top mounts are only 2-3 years old, hasn't done many miles since, but maybe if they weren't lubed in the right areas to begin with, who knows, that's what could now be causing the problems if they wasn't done properly. I didn't do them, a garage done them when they changed the whole suspension and exhausting. But anyway, I've tried to lube around the sides as much as the top mounts as I can, and I did notice a difference, so maybe that is the answer. I think going back to when it possibly rains and you think, oh, you don't hear anything, maybe that was part of the brakes and handbrake and things getting a bit wet, so I'm not making the noise. Does it explain it from the top mounts? No, unless they were getting a bit of water as well. We will have another look. I will spray the top mounts again, which I've done that already. So basically we'll go and have a look with the handbrake off. Okay, I think you can see the gap underneath there, how big that gap is, and then we compare it with this side. Bit of a gap, but not as much, and that's why the sound's coming from there, even though I sprayed all the lithium grease in there. Yep, I'm happy that that's raised too much. Okay, great news, we've solved the squeak problem. It turns out it is the front top mount, as you can see from the big gap. Yeah, and I kind of had a feeling before. We sprayed a load of lithium grease in there, didn't make a difference, still squeaking. So I'm adamant, and the height is giving it away now. And I remember now it's happened before. The only thing I'm baffled with in that, it hasn't drove very much. They were all new with the front suspension and the rear suspension, with the shocks and springs all changed, and it's like it's gone already. Tell me if that's normal, or was they just not fitted right the first time? Which I don't know if it's something I'm going to take on myself, or I'm going to have it another different place. Well, I've got another place to possibly take it to and see if they do a better job and see how long that lasts. Maybe I'll take out the original rubber ones and put in the power flex ones, or the power the other type of polyurethane ones, and have something more robust. I think maybe that's the answer, and see how long that lasts done professionally. Yeah, so I'm glad that I've got this squeak. So if you're experiencing squeaking, you know where it's coming from. 1, take your handbrake off. 2, get it on level ground. I stood in the doorway and really gave it a good shake, and then once you've actually sprayed up and lubed up some of the bushings and stuff, just be mindful that it might well be your front mount where you think it's coming from the rear, and it's nothing to do with bolts and all kind of stuff. But I'm not saying it can't be, but make sure it's all lubed up, and keep an eye on them gaps at the front of those front mounts on them front shocks. That is a giveaway, I think. The one's low, but I think the sound is coming from the one side which is high, so I'm thinking if you see yours rising up, the chances are it's going, and that's what's causing your squeak. There we go, we got there in the end. Yeah, weather's getting better, so I might be able to put together some more videos, some more things to change, and to get it ready for the shows coming up. But yeah, leave me a comment, let me know if you've had the same problem. Yeah. To the next one. Peace, and we are